What's up, wrestling fans, trading card collectors? Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Cards. Today we're looking at the 1997 WWF Cardinal Trivia game wrestling cards. Today is part 2. If you haven't checked out part 1, you can go back in the archives, check out part 1. Here we go, part 2. Part 1, we ended up leaving off with Henry Godwin. Today, Phineas Godwin. Finished off the tag team in the set. Had a couple of magazine cards, but this would really be considered his first appearance. Always loved these guys. As I've said about cowboy gimmicks, I feel the same way about the hillbilly country boy gimmicks. There's always a place for these guys in wrestling. One thing I liked about Phineas is when he went on to join the Ministry of Darkness and became Midian, just furthering the character, changing it around a little bit. Always loved this horseshoe as a nice foreign object. Next card on the list. I believe this is the first ever card of this guy, and that's the Goon. You may know this guy as Wild Bill Irwin from the Long Riders AWA days, and he was in the NWA World Class. I believe, like I said, this is the only card, or first card. There's some more modern sets that have this guy in it. I absolutely love the gimmick. Such a great jobber heel. You know, you saw him come out of the curtain, you instantly hate the guy. Love the fact that they played up his gimmick so well with the entrance music, bringing the hockey stick, full hockey gear. But the best part was his skate-shaped boots, which I'm still not sure how he was able to wrestle in, but the Goon. Love that guy. Next up, legendary Bret Hart. What a card. This is exactly the look and the pose that you envision when you hear the words Bret Hart. I've seen several of these cards graded. They look phenomenal. This isn't one of my favorite Bret Hart cards, but when you see Bret Hart, especially like in the Borderline Attitude Era, this is the best representation of him. Next up, Owen Heart, brother of Bret. Nothing spectacular about this card. You can't really go wrong with any kind of Owen Hart cards. But in my opinion, there's just nothing that really stands out this one. Not a rookie, not a pivotal moment in his career or anything like that. But Owen Hart. Next up, really one of the key cards. You know, I'm always talking about the key cards in the sets. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H. One of Triple H's first cards. Like others in the set I mentioned, he has magazine cards, but nothing else in any kind of card sets or anything like that up to this point. This is his classic stuck-up Greenwich look. I remember him feuding with the Godwins, having the, I believe it was like a pig pen match or something like that, where he got dumped in the what's supposed to be mud and manure and all this. Complete side note, look at all this crappy Scotch tape. Guys, if you're shipping cards, please do not use Scotch tape. Use painter's tape, use some sort of bubble wrap, just anything to keep it in here, but do not use Scotch tape. Horrible. But anyway, if you see this card, go check it out. A lot of those I've seen graded. They actually aren't that expensive graded either. Next card on the list, Bob Sparky Plug. Sparky Plug. Bob Holly with his race car driver gimmick. It appears maybe he just won a match when this photo was taken. This was probably shortly before he became Bombastic Bob. What? Bombastic Bob? Who's that? Well, if you guys don't remember, he was along with Bart Gunn, or Bodacious Bart, as he would become to known, and they became the new Midnight Express. I actually kind of thought it was funny and liked it when they had the whole NWA invasion, with Jim Cornette leading the way with Dan Severn and Jeff Jarrett. And they all had these really cool entrance themes, and I was just recently able to find the new Midnight Express entrance theme. Somebody put it on YouTube, and I was super excited. This was probably, well, I take that back. Anybody that knows wrestling remembers that Bob Holly was briefly in Smoky Mountain Wrestling as Hollywood Bob Holly. That was probably my favorite time of Bob Holly. Most know him probably most famous as Hardcore Holly, but anyway, Sparky Plug. That was always interesting to me. Gold Dust. Dustin Rhodes, but we're going to go with Gold Dust. He has many magazine cards, but this is the first actual card of this character. Also, while researching, I noticed that during the years of 96 and 97, the WWF actually did not put out any trading card sets other than this trivia set, as well as the magazine cards, and sometimes random promotional cards through satellite companies, cable companies, magazines, video games, stuff like that. That being said, this is a very iconic card. We've had some eccentric characters in wrestling, such as Gorgeous George, Adrian Adonis, Adrian Street, etc. But Goldust was in a whole different stratosphere. it really helped shape the Attitude Era with his edginess, and nobody had really pushed the envelope like this character did. Next card, Ahmed Johnson. A lot of people don't like this guy, think he can't wrestle. Maybe that's true. But when I was a kid watching wrestling, I absolutely loved this guy. Thought it was cool for whatever reason that he wore all this padding on his thighs and all the tape on the arms, just covered in gimmick here. First and only WWF card that he ever had. He did have a couple of WCW cards after he went there. Did have some magazine cards, but you know, it's always an interesting debate on the magazine cards, whether they're actual cards. I think they are, but again, I've said before, it's kind of like Bowman first, Bowman rookie, Topps update rookie. That's kind of how I view that. Maybe I should do a separate video breaking down what exactly is rookie cards. I'll think about that. This card looks like Ahmed signaling for his finishing maneuver. Moto maneuver! The Pearl River Plunge, aka Tiger Driver, for all the wrestling nerds out there. Anyway, cool card. Next card on the list, not such a cool card. The other half of Furnace and LaFawn, Phil LaFawn. Covered Doug Furnace in part 1 of this video series. Here's his partner Phil. Kind of an awkward shot. Not sure what's going on. Maybe he's just cheering. Maybe he got the hot tag. Or maybe he just saw Jerry Lawler's feet. I don't know. I remember him most as being part of the ECW invasion, as I've said before. Can't really find any other resources of cards on these guys other than, like I said before, there's the All Japan phone card featuring Furnace and LaFawn. Not really getting excited about this guy or that card, but here we are. It's done the set, gotta cover it. Last card in today's video, and what a way to end it. I was just talking about Jerry Lawler's feet. Here he is, the king, Jerry Lawler. This outfit, this look, this menacing heel look he's got going on, Jerry Lawler rules. Nothing spectacular about the pose or anything, but I remember him most during this time period. Like I said, Furnace and LaFawn. He was kind of the leader of the WWF ECW invasion, along with the previous cards I've covered. Brockus, RVD, Sabu were in that group, Bill Alfonso. It's crazy how much I remember from this era. Honestly, I think 1997 was probably my favorite year in wrestling. Monday Night Wars were heating up. I was first introduced to ECW, actually, during this time period, the 96, 97, but specifically 97. And I started buying all the magazines, which led me down the rabbit hole, deep dive into indies, finding out how that worked. And when I look at this card, that just brings me back to that time period. And honestly, that's why we collect cards. Yeah, we like to make money, but we also like all the nostalgia and the memories that go along with it. So that's it for part 2 of the WWF Cardinal Trivia game wrestling card set from 1997. Make sure to check out part 1, as I've stated before. If you like what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you never miss any of my uploaded videos. If you want to support the show, go down, check social media links, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check out all my storefronts, eBay, Mercari. Check out my cards. Helps keep the store going monetarily. Thanks for watching, and until next time, see you, wrestling fans.